Hello from the Hashknife. In the last couple of weeks, we've shared stuff on the butcher animals that we're doing this year for 2024. The first one was showing me feeding them and then answering some frequently asked questions at the back end of that episode. And then the next one was addressing two of the personalities in Elsa and Tuesday, the two butcher heifers that we have this year. But right now, I've filled up 10 pounds of feed per bucket, and we're going to go feed that out to the critters for the evening, and then I'll address a couple nuanced concerns or issues that we face every year during our butchering process.
I decided to feed a little early this evening to kind of get things in before the wind picked up. And you can already see they heard the clinging and clanging and the sloshing of grain, and they are ready for food, man. First step is I'm gonna leave a couple buckets here, and then I'll feed Elsa first and 1/32, and then I'll separate the crews. Let her through. Come on, Elsa. Atta girl. Good job. Here, honey. I didn't leave this here, so she thinks there's some grain over there. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. There you go. Here comes 130. He knows what to do. Attaboy, come on. Come on. Come here. There you go. And remember, we are keeping him isolated because he likes to steal food. I've separated all the food out. So I have the big bucket for Tuesday and 106, and then the two smaller buckets are prepped for 98 and 41. We're going to start with the two smaller buckets, and I'll come back for a resupply. And these guys are already set. You can see he's going the other direction. Here's their stanchions. Here's number one. There's number two. There you go, bud. All right, all set. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hip, hip. Good boy. Go to your spot. And now for a resupply. Buckets are separated. And last set. I can leave this open because nobody's going to come bother her. I'll come back to Elsa and shut these guys in as soon as I'm done feeding them. There's Tuesday, ready for hers. I'm going to feed her first because she tends to get confused and think she needs to steal 106's feed. So I'm going to come in here. You got to be careful. Because sometimes, if you're not careful, they can get pushy and they can try and take you out. See, like that. She's coming in behind me. You gotta be careful, watch the hind end. Come in over here. Fill him up, all set. Then back out and make sure he gets there. Come on, bud, figure it out. There you go. He knows the spot. We're set. So now I'm gonna shut this just to protect these guys from getting their food stolen. And that's it, 3 empty buckets. The big indication of when everybody's ready is honestly when Elsa's done. She has picked her head up from the feed bucket and is looking for a way out. So I'm gonna open it for her and release the rest of them. Go ahead, honey. Good girl. Yep, go ahead. Let's see how well she did. Oh yeah, cleaned it right up. Looking good. There you go, kiddo. Tuesday's over there getting pushy with 106. She wants his food. Those two are looking for more. As I've said before, they see you as a food source, so when they see you moving, they expect some food to come. All right, buddy, you're the last one. Yep, come on. Okay, come on. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. He's pretty docile, so I gotta kind of just push at the root of his tail here a little bit, usually. Attaboy, come on. Come on, just squeeze it. Come on. There you go, good job. Past the gate. Attaboy, good job. And that's it. That's the evening feeding. Then we start over again tomorrow morning. I'm literally waiting for all of them to finish eating. They're all out there in their spots, enjoying the grain that is laid before them. Part of the reason why we end up separating them is one, so that each and every one of them gets their own allotment. Part of the reason why we isolated 130 is because he likes to steal food from others. While that's good for him and he wants more, as long as he's monitored and health-wise he looks fine and he can eat all of it, there's not an issue with that. The problem is he's stealing from others, and so they're actually getting shorted their feed, and so that's why we have to separate. As you can see, I kind of have a process. That one kind of didn't work out perfect because Elsa was already there. Normally, I'm actually able to feed 130 first and Elsa second, so she's able to slip in behind the two steers closest to her, and I leave the gates open, and everybody just goes their positions, which makes it really easy. Also a benefit to feeding them separately so everybody gets to where they need to be so that they can eat. This process usually takes, honestly, probably 15 minutes. It takes only, 2-3 minutes to put the grain in, 5 minutes to feed, and then the rest of the time they're chowing down until everybody's complete, and then I release them right back out. I do tend to follow a more systematic and kind of scripted procedure because I have found that when I do this, if I do it that way, everybody kind of knows the system, they know the trends, and so they just kind of fall in line, which makes it really easy in the long haul. Now, if you were here, you would also see that we have started feeding the last 4 in this process for this year. So we are currently in the process of feeding 10 total animals for butcher. Everybody's in a staggered timeline. Thankfully, these first 2 groups are both eating 5 pounds a day, twice a day, which makes it super easy. The third group, though, is right now on 7 pounds per day, once a day. So they are getting fed 7 pounds in the morning. So right now, if you were to be here, you would see they're looking at me and go, "Hey, where's my food, man?" And so I'm waiting for them to get their food twice a day, and then we'll start feeding them every time we come out here and feed these guys. So how that works is we'll feed these guys, come back in for more grain in the buckets, go down to the lower pen where they have stanchions as well, kind of dividers for them to eat, and then they'll just eat their stuff down there. While this process can be done by one individual, my dad has done it for the last couple of years, it makes it difficult, especially if life events are going on or you have to go to appointments and work and so on and so forth. With me being here, it's much easier. If I'm not around, Dad can do it. If Dad's not around, I can do it. And that's important because you're really tied to these animals. I've made a video before about why we can't always just go on vacation, pick up and leave. These animals are a great reason why. They have to have water. I have to make sure they have water. And then also I have to make sure that they get fed twice a day. So if it's not me, it's got to be my dad. So it's really important to understand that as soon as you commit to this butcher feed out process, you're committed. You have to go into it and you have to follow it through, because if they miss a day, it can harm the process and make it difficult to get the weight gain and the fat transition that we've talked about in the past. This is a very rewarding experience, understanding the life process. You help with calving. You see calves come into the world. You lead them through 18 to 20 months to the rest of their life, and then they're suddenly gone. And then they become steak on your plate or a burger between your buns, whatever it is. You get to see that whole process. There's a lot of life experiences and a lot of life lessons to it, but this is something that to an extent it's easy and it's hard, because that's why you don't name animals. Elsa's might be a little difficult because we've kind of gotten to know her and her personality. Tuesday will be easy because her personality frankly is horrible, and she's not a pleasant individual to be around. And then the others are just numbers, but we're starting to get to know their personalities. So it comes with the territory. I just hope that they enjoy being cows and liking their life. Just 2 feedings a day, basking in the sun and enjoying hay at free will whenever they can until the last moment. So that's the first person point of view butcher process, and hope you enjoyed. Thanks until you're better paid.